So to actually say what's exciting about Silent Hill F's ending, we can put it in a simple way or in a complicated, very exciting way. The simple answer is that we find a way to grow up genuinely amidst all of these outside pressures telling us what to do and who to be. So we only do that, we only genuinely grow up by growing up. The defense formation that we have in the game, this doll figure that we're not conscious of, it's an outside framing of the world around us that keeps us who we are, that keeps us a child against all of these outside pressures that we are fighting in the game. We give that up in order to become someone else, in order to truly grow up. So that's the radical thing about any coming of age. It's not just this nice slice of life. Oh, we're full of such passion, and then we grow up. We have to grow up. There's like a finitude, right? A necessity. So we're just paying honor to the difficulty of that. What's really valuable about a coming of age is how it shows the way in which we genuinely change, how the structures of who we are morph and achieve genuine freedom, become something else. So you can get to that in simple fiction, in children's fiction. And there's radicality in that too. But my real point there is we can understand this without getting into philosophy. We can just appreciate the fact that we grow up and move on. So that's the nice thing about fiction. Now, before we get to the complicated answer, that's good. Let me just say, I am Nicholas Crawford. I'm a philosopher who engages horror as philosophy. And my own work of apocalyptic literary fiction, Where We've Made It Dark, is out on the 21st in just a couple of weeks. It's sitting right there. And it's also an impossible coming of age with nothing left to come of age to. So the acute pressure that we get for Hinako in Silent Hill F is something that my own character, Imogen, suffers and perseveres through greatly. The great thing about Silent Hill F is that it breaks out of the Jungianism of Silent Hill 2. So Jung is a pre-modern psychologist who has these universes of meaning with these archetypes and these cultural expressions that we slot into. And he views like the superego as this projected thing rather than something that is actually on the outside of us. So in Silent Hill 2, we look in the mirror as James and see Pyramid Head. We're projecting our enemy figure and shadow boxing with it. With Silent Hill F, our superego is on the outside of us. It is Junko. We experience the superego as this outside thing, and we're moved by it. It's the same with the unconscious. The unconscious is not this depth psychology, this deeper sense of self we can drill down into through dreams or whatever. We're moved by the unconscious, primarily through things like unalive drive, the way in which we're askew, basically. But we experience it basically as like being shifted by an oceanic tide, basically. It's something that skews us. So here we break out of the pre-modernity of Jung. Pre-modernity is viewing the world as full of meaning, and we slot ourselves into it. Philosophy is about being in a world without this bedrock of meaning, about the radical decentrament of who we are. So this is Descartes' cogito and Kant's transcendental turn. And with Freud, we get the same thing regarding sexuality, how that isn't simply a cultural expression forced upon us from the outside, but an ontological stance that we take ourselves in order to be who we are. So everyone takes a stance regarding sexuality, their own sexuality. Trans people are the clearest example of that. This is a stance that you take against your very own body, no matter who you are. It's on a different level than that. Silent Hill F's greatness is in how it depicts this very intricate relationship of desire, freedom, and love. And these are the very things that break us out of the Jungian universe of meaning and shadowboxing, basically. So desire literally opens up the space for freedom. What does the other want from me? I don't know. We can fill in with defense answers that are given to us by our parents to hold off the freedom, or listening to our superego, doing what it says to do, and that keeps us from the pressure of desire and our own freedom. But we can be opened up to both desire and freedom if we don't give a hard, reified answer to what the other wants from me. And that's what we get in love. Loving someone is not targeting them, the person, but what's in them more than them. So it opens up a gap of freedom in the other person that is difficult to bear. It is traumatic to realize there is this inner thing in you more than you that the other person sees in you. So there is the acute burden of being loved. Why me? Why do you love me? So Silent Hill F is a love story about why does Kodayuki love me? Very wonderfully. But it's about getting to that love and the difficulty of actually getting there outside of the ways in which we would prefer to be controlling with our love. Being controlling with love is no longer love, right? It's killing that inner void that we see in love. That's what Kodayuki is doing with the bad endings. Killing that freedom, right? Genuine love gives us our freedom. So freedom is literally a healthy relationship towards the problem of desire, of being desired. So we're not just giving the stand-in answer to keep this problem off of us with the doll saying, stay a child, or the parents saying, become a dutiful bride. We are open to the insight that what the other wants from us, it doesn't really know. It's not us that it wants. It's the position we're in. We're a void. The desire of the other puts this void in us. But with something like love, being loved, the love targets what's within us, and it's this void. But there's a truth to the position of being loved, of identifying yourself as the thing that's loved, not in a perverse relationship where we're saying I am the thing, but the way in which we're disjointed by that love. That the love targets something in us more than us, and it puts a void in us where there's this open freedom, a freedom to desire yourself, to love back. So with Silent Hill F, we are in an open state. We are desiring beings. We want something of life. We want to connect with life. Kodayuki wants to love us and no longer is in a relationship where he's trying to control us. And we're open to that love. We're moving forward. That's freedom. That's genuine freedom. So it's not a freedom from society. And it's not even a freedom from the desire of the other. It's freedom within the desire from the other. It's a freedom to desire yourself in an open relation and not a closed off one. It's a freedom not to find your meaning in life, but a freedom to make it.